was Grandmaster SWTOR, wasn't it?
Currently acting as emissary to the Drevos League, nowhere near Tython. We aren't close, of course. Your order is pretty particular on that point.
She gave you up when you were a child, then?
Not that I'm complaining. You Jedi have your rules, and it turns out I don't have your talent anyway. Everything's worked out for the best.
If you ask me, you turned out pretty well.
I hope that means you're willing to hear me out a bit, then. Even without the Force, I know when things don't add up. These ops, Colonel Derek... Something's being buried here, I'm sure of it. But the real question is, are you going to take your shiny medal and go home like Derek's hoping? Or are you ready to start digging?
If you were to do some digging, where exactly would you start?
I'd start by recruiting someone I could count on. Someone who'd be willing to face down the Emperor himself, if it came to it. Then I'd find out everything I could about Derek and that Sith Lord you talked to. See if there are any connections. And then, once I found something, I'd contact my new friend and we'd get to the bottom of all this. But this is all just speaking hypothetically, of course.
Of course.
Been great chatting with you. We'll have to do it again sometime. See you around. E3 to have him find you, and he said you were already on the way. That's some impressive timing.
What are you doing here, Theron?
Digging, just like I said I would. Let me show you what I've got so far. Colonel Derek commanded our strike on Korriban, supposedly to gather valuable intelligence data, none of which has been turned over to the SIS. This is the Sith you spoke to on Tython, Darth Arkus, member of the Dark Council, organizer of the attack on the Jedi Temple.
You found a connection between them?
Yes. They've both been paying visits to the same genetics lab in an underwater facility here on Manaan. They're headed down there again as we speak.
How quickly can you arrange transportation? We can catch up to them and find out the truth, before any more lives are lost.
Oh, hold up. There's more. With Derek and Arkus working together, the timing of the attacks makes perfect sense. They weren't really attacks at all, they were robberies.
Robberies? What do you mean?
The Imps hauled something out of the Jedi Temple just before you got there. A few security hollows were still working, so I got a shot of it. Derek's top guy, Commander Jensen, grabbed something similar on Korriban. I ran the images through some databases. They were pieces of ancient Rakata technology.
As in, technology from the ruthless empire that conquered the galaxy before the founding of the Republic?
Yes, you can understand my concern. I'm pretty sure Derek and Arkus have brought their Rakata tech to the lab. You're gonna have to go in and figure out exactly what they're doing with it. There. I've arranged transport to get you in, but security will probably come after you with more than smiles. Don't let them slow you down. While you're searching the lab for Arkus and Derek, I'm gonna meet with one last contact. I think she might have some interesting intel for us.
She?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Good luck down there.
Greetings! My master compliments your impressive skill and would like to share his appreciation for this noble rescue.
This is hardly the time for embellished translations. I'm sure your master would agree.
Oh dear. Please let us out of here. We beg you!
Your droid seems to be missing a few pieces.
Those modifications occurred before our imprisonment here. My esteemed Master Jakaro is a specialist in discreet cargo delivery. I am his translator, C2D4, former servant of Revan and Queen Lena of... Yes, well. Jakaro was contracted by a Selkath geneticist, Garima, to deliver certain medical equipment, perfectly legal, to this facility. But once the delivery was made, payment was never rendered. Instead, we were imprisoned and interrogated by two very unpleasant individuals.
Colonel Derek and Darth Arkus?
We were never introduced. Very rude, to be perfectly honest. After the interrogation, they told Garima to use us as fodder for some kind of experiments.
What kind of genetic experiments would call for a Wookiee and a droid?
Thanks to your timely intervention, I hope we'll never have to find out.
story checks out. Just did a little digging on these two. Charges against them both for smuggling, disorderly conduct, assault.
Even the droid?
Yeah, why do you ask?
Never mind.
Whatever they may have done, my contact has a good feeling about them. Thinks they might come in handy. Let's see if she's right.
All right, we're in this together. Ready?
Thank you!
Are you Garima?
Hazigazgato volta kapi. Tane es hazigazdak.
You need to stop what you're doing and answer my questions.
As uge feda leg job as uregviko had mirt akisok.
I want to know what Derek and Arcus are planning. What are you doing here?
Volte sak fek ut azo negre. Akon ivolomar. Megbis hato sagmeg. Seze meles nehes volt felis merni. Ogene kunk. Toleras ege mas fonales. Mege iteletet. Atenger feilenes as edges. Folio semisem. Ugen is it key.
What are you waiting for? Do it! Before he has a chance to betray us again!
You don't have to be like him, Jakaro. You can be better.
Well, that explains the dead guards.
I knew I sensed someone familiar.
I told you to let it go. You did your part. None of this concerns you.
What is this all about, Derek? Why are you doing this?
To save the galaxy.
Garima, thank you for forwarding the research data along. Our infinite army will serve us well. You can keep the prototypes.
We're working for the good of the entire galaxy. The Republic, the Empire, everyone. We can't let you interfere.
To die before the facility reaches crush depth, it will probably be more comfortable that way.
Your time is short. Be merciless. Apologies, but the remote docking procedure isn't quite finished.
You're a Sith.
But not your enemy. Not today. Now, are you interested in a ride back, or would you prefer to swim?
Sith or not, I won't turn down a helping hand.
I do appreciate a pragmatic mind. And there we are. Your transportation is ready. Safe travels.
Might put everyone at ease if you ditch the lightsaber.
Is that really necessary? Surely I'm not as intimidating as you imply.
You can understand our concern, I'm sure.
As I'm sure you can understand mine. I've come to help, and I can hardly do that without my weapon of choice.
Lana Beniko, dedicated Imperial citizen and fully armed Sith Lord.
But you don't need to worry about that.
Arcus manipulated her and her people, same as Derek did to us. She's already shared a lot of good intel. Based on your work in the lab, we know that Arcus and Derek are working together, manipulating both sides for some third party.
They're Revanites, members of the Order of Revan, a secretive cult that's had its claws in the Empire for many years. It seems they've pierced the Republic now as well.
I helped pull Revan out of the Maelstrom prison. I heard he died not too long afterward. Was that incorrect?
Not as far as Lana or I know. But dead men can be even better cult leaders than live ones. We know the Revanites have highly placed moles in both the Republic and the Empire. That means we have no idea who we can really trust.
Then it's up to us to stop them.
My master, the incomparable Star Captain Jakaro.
Is more interested in action than discussion. And this is his translator, C2D4.
Former interpreter for Her Eminence, Queen Leda of Unteron.
Yeah, we got that earlier. All of it.
I saw your list of known accomplices earlier. Quite impressive. Could any of them help us find where these traitors might be hiding? Superb. Then if Theron agrees...
Go ahead and get the ship prepped. I'll cover our tracks and catch up.
Very well. It's been a pleasure meeting you. May the Force ever serve you.
You'd better travel separately. If the Revanites put a tail on us, they won't know which to follow.
I don't think these cultists realize who they're up against.
Suits me. I better get moving. Watch your back out there.